Alrighty then. I'm going to be doing a review. Oh, I'm just lower that. Demo review of Vanilla, who plays Roamer. First off the bat, that rollout was too many jumps. He's deciding to go catwalk. Let's see what he does. 2 soldiers jump, so the men should be alone. Oh, that's good. He waited for their soldiers to jump to get their men, and then he jumped after them, which is a solid move, but it is a little bit risky because you have 2 soldiers on your side. You're kind of counting on your team to take care of them, but it's still not the wrong move, and it's still pretty good. Like, he got the med with it, so that is something I do wholeheartedly approve of. Now he's holding up, which is good, because as a roamer, your life is the most expendable life there is. So far, nothing to really say. Okay, so the pocket's there, so we should be holding a different side. Now I see 3 heavy classes over here and nothing watching lower. Now you hear fighting lower. You hear fighting. We went back to C. That's good. Now you have the number advantage. You should be jumping in. Okay, so you don't have a good jump there. You're not directly where you want to be near the medic. So in that situation, what the top roamers would be doing is jumping up again and trying to get around. Because if you're not going to do damage and if you're not going to go for that med, and you're probably not going to get a kill on those overhealed players over there, you might as well jump again and provide another distraction, especially since your team is running crits. And distracting would be the best idea in that situation. The rollout appears to be fine. Let's see if he goes there again. No. Alright, the jumping there. He's getting into a 1v1 with the scout. I mean, he did enough damage for his team to be able to push out on that. So, again, another good mid. The first jump was a little off, though. He jumped into their house, kind of hit stuff, and then had to get into a little bit of a fight with the scout. If that scout was like an invite scout, he probably would have lost that fight there. So a little bit quicker on the movement. Looks like your team's ready to push. Should get your buff and go away. Okay, there wasn't enough time for the buff. That's fine. Jump that sniper. Don't just take shots from afar. Okay, he's gotten the spawn, so you should have jumped that sniper a little quicker than that. There's no point in walking at a sniper. I mean, he's just gonna have easier shots than you are, because he's a sniper. Long distance is his game. And as a team, you guys dropped one while Ubering in, which is not ideal. He's picking a pretty good place to hold. As soon as you get the call where they are, and you have to... No, don't go for the first person. Don't go for the first person. You just traded 1 for 1 for a person. Perhaps he already knew that the med was already far in, and that's the best he could get, but again, I would have preferred more of a distraction or going for the med. Trading 1 for 1 for a soldier when they have Uber isn't really going to do much. Okay, so he sees what's going on. He realizes there's not really a jump there, so... And also there's not really a point in going in without Uber yet. I'm okay with him not chasing that kill. Because at that point, the other team's going to see him running away and will probably shoot spam up into that window. And it's not like vital that he suicides himself to get that pick. Okay, so it seems like his team's ready to push. He's got a scout with him now, so he doesn't need to go this far back. Because he wants a little health back. Okay, at this point I don't know where his combo is. Okay, dropping Uber to a roller apparently. That's where they are. Alright then, at this point, you just want to wait and maybe force their Uber. Scout sees you. That's fine. You force their Uber, jump away. Just go do something. Grab the health pack. Grab the health pack. It's right next to you. You don't need to fight the scout without going for that health pack. See, at that point, grab that health pack quicker and then, you know, you got that shack there, and you should have had 200. Get up on the train, get on in there. You're not probably going to back cap unless you kill that scout, and once you kill that scout, you can go for it. But you're a soldier with 1 times capping, so back capping should never be your priority there. Drawing as many backs so that the mid fight and then 2 fight are easier is your main goal there. Huh, okay, I heard them Uber into them. In the corner of my eye saw that combo appears to be right in their face. In all honesty, there's not much he's going to do as a roamer there. They flooded one side and he jumped back to fight him. There's nothing particularly wrong with that. Okay, well, I would tell the scout that after the point, once you let the other scout die, there's no point in running at him with 9 health and just dying. You are watching a stream, or a scrim between Limp and KVM, I believe? Or N? I'm not sure, but you're watching the perspective of vanilla roaming on Snakewater. It's really the main idea. Ooh, that scout has no idea. Again, realize that there's somebody 1 time capping. Turn around. Don't just put your back into the guy's rocket launcher. Okay, one of the advice that I can give here is make sure that after the demo gets his buff, the roamer who isn't equalizing gets a buff, because he'll be on crit heals and you'll be getting to mid with more than 220. I'm not an expert on that, but good jump there. And he's alive to do more damage. I mean, that's all you can really ask for. These mids have been good. But yeah, as a medic, I'd ask one of the more invite medics on when it's appropriate to give the roamer the crit heal buff. On certain maps, it doesn't matter because they're so long. I don't know. I believe Snake Water isn't that vital, but it looks like you're getting to mid with a little too little health. So on shorter maps it goes Demoman gets his 260 and then quick buff towards the roamer because it'll get him to 300 really quickly, and then the scouts. Okay, I can see in the shadow that there's a scout just waiting there. Oh no, I'm wrong. I am wrong. That's a teammate. One down. There's good damage on people here. You're gonna have to be forced to Uber in a second. Yep. Jump, jump. Nice. Oh, you fell off. That's just unfortunate that you fell off, but no, that was the correct move again. Okay, so what I am noticing about this play is that his DM's very good. His DM is, he's hitting the rockets he should be hitting, but his jumping, there's a few things I want to note. When you're a roamer, right, your main goals is to like take out a key player like a demo or a medic, but it's also distraction. And one of the best ways to do distraction is to do the really high Harblue-esque, Blaze-esque jump. And that's where you go just 10 times higher than you really need to be, just so that so many people start staring at you and looking up and start shooting at you. But the thing is, when you're that high up and that far from many, like, scattergun shots don't do a ton of damage from that distance. So when these scouts are like looking up, shooting at you, the rest of your team can move up and pretty much just get more control over the map. And that's one thing I've noticed. His jumps are just very short, like concise pocket type jumps, you know? They're not super distracting in any way. And they're not drawing a lot of guns to him. Like, if you get the men, that's great. That's like the best case scenario. But if you get the med but you also take a lot of guns with you while getting the med, you're opening it up for your team. And one of the things you gotta note is, while doing this, you're probably gonna fail a couple times and your KD is gonna be awful, but you're a roamer. You never need to worry about your KD. It's really about how often your team wins. If I was to go through the KDs of Harblue, Dave AC, and Blaze, well, maybe Blaze is high, but everyone else's would be like atrocious. They'd be like 18 and 30 and crap like that, but they're doing their job exactly how the team needs them to do their job to win. That's one thing that certain roamers don't understand, is that even if your KD's good, it might mean you're not doing enough to open up areas for your team. I overall do like his decision making though. It's very similar to how roamers should be played. So, I mean, overall just improvements to the jumping and fluidness, but overall very good roamer. funny just seeing that demo come in from underpass. Here, you can just peek a little more, see where they are. Because right now, unless there's information over Mumble, I don't really know what's going on. And apparently your team is now pushing. Yeah, 2 picks. You see the Uber, you're going with the scouts. Ooh, nobody called that stick trap. Somebody make sure it's called just for the back. Might start requesting people record their mumbles in the future, just so I know what kind of communication is being told. Because I'm only going by sound cues. There's no need to drop on a scout there. That scout's gonna win that. Yeah, the best case scenario you get a pick. Worst case scenario you just get killed while your team's not ready to push yet. And another thing to note is this guy doesn't get any buffs at all, which is fine for Roamer most of the time, but I mean there's a lot of downtime where there's no downside to getting a buff. You just gotta realize there's certain points where he can get a buff and then go back to where he was, and then it'd make these fights a lot easier for him and a lot more likely to win. Here, don't shoot rockets, jump up. I hate seeing soldiers who shoot rockets from afar when you could do a little hop, especially with gunboats, to get more damage shots and better positioning. And again, like, that's too short of a jump, but that's pretty obvious commentary on that. That jumping that low is not going to do anything. So I'd practice the hard blue high jump, basically. Just add another move into your inventory. Go for the air shot, go for the med. Make the Uber pop away from the play. Yeah, it's unlikely after that little health that you're gonna get away. You might as well just try and get a good rocket on the men. It's just being caught surprised. That's fine. Sounds like there's a lot of problems that last. Good switch, because frankly not gonna be able to do much with that many people down, especially your med. Somebody asked, what scenarios would you say it's better for a roamer to be in a team fight or to distract? I'd use the distraction on equal Ubering 6v6 fights, basically, where the numbers are even. I'd be more concerned with just getting kills when you have an advantage. It really just depends on like situation. If you're down and you don't have Uber and they're getting closer or have it, I'd go for a distraction slash force. But if you have Uber, they don't, then I'd just go in for kills, team fight. If you're running crits, you should be the first one in distracting. It's just basically playing it by ear, because there's too many different ways to play the game and too many different scenarios to say when to, it's just really, you gotta see if your team needs the openings or if your team needs damage. Oh Jesus, look at that shot. Okay, he got a number there. Go for that Met. Don't shoot these long distance rockets, it's not gonna do anything. The men seem to be caught off alone, and you could have gotten him there, because you saw the other team going the exact opposite way. But I'm not, okay. But the demo jump is a good jump there. That's a good jump afterwards. But the medic pick there would have been easy right there if you jumped, and he had the health to do it too. Like in that wipe situation, yeah, of course, go for team damage. Too straight on the jump there. There's too many times where it seems look down and misses jump. Like he's looking down to do the rock jump, but he doesn't fire the rocket in time. Yeah, I've already said that selective buffs need to be given out more to this player as well. He isn't taking a lot of heals, which is great for Roamer, but there are times where he can get buffed up with little consequence. There's nothing too wrong with that heavy play, because he wasted a fair bit of that Uber, having them take him out. But at that point, the rest of the team needs to disperse a bit more. There's just so many jumps on this, like, straightaway. I don't understand that. So I'm not sure how much time is left in this demo, but basically I'm gonna do my summary of it now. His jumps are not fluid or comfortable enough, as somebody points out in my chat as well. They look very awkward at times, and it looks like he aims down, looks at his jump, and then goes, instead of making it a fast movement, which is also takes a lot of time away from what you can look at and what you can see. He's also not getting enough buffs on downtime plays where he could, like, he's got a kill here. He's 101. He should be getting some sort of health and then go. So to improve, what would I suggest? Quicker, more fluid jumps. Aim down, go quick. Aim down, go high. See, hitting the pipe there, and his jump not high enough, not low enough to get in, just awkward in general. He hit the wall and then dropped. So, one area that, okay, their scout's a spy, really. And he's on soldier, so he's also going slower, and he's gonna miss. Yep, okay. That was great, real. Anyway, summarize what I'd suggest is playing b-ball it actually, mainly because in that mod you have to practice your movement in air to make baskets basically. So that's like one surefire way of improving your jumps, and you know who used to do b-ball it a lot? Platinum. And that's one way that he vastly improved pretty quickly. Another would be doing jump maps on Jump It as well. That would like just overall making more fluid and better jumps and not being nervous about your jumps would be a great improvement. With that, his decision making is good. Less of those long distance rockets at times, but that only happened a couple of times, and just higher jumps. But his DM's good, his decision making's good. He's overall a very good roamer, and this is really just nitpicking at this point. But just improving in the jumps and perhaps playing b-ball or something along those lines would be a great improvement. Would help him a lot. And not wasting 2 rockets on an air shot. I would just basically call it as a time to go b-ball, and hopefully that would make you more comfortable with your jumping. Also try to add the high jump to your move list because it does really help. Basically the high jump is trying to get as close to the skybox as you can, just because you can take like no damage while you're up there, and everybody has to look at you to see what you're gonna do. It's a good mid move. But overall, I'm a little more worried about this real guy, because every time I watch him, he's doing something ridiculously stupid. I'm not gonna lie. It may just be coincidence, and I don't know the whole story, but it's concerning. Also, another thing to note is don't be afraid to switch back to shotgun on certain situations. Like, I don't know, this last play here, you could use a shotgun. One of the good things about Dave is that he'll always switch it up. Like, you don't know if he's running gunboats or shotgun. Again, the long distance rockets. And if you had a shotgun there, you would have won that fight. It just proves my point that, like, sometimes don't be afraid to switch it up. And if you're playing roamer as your main, it's not a bad idea to... Oh, look, my game crashed. Not a bad idea to equip it on last pushes and all that when you don't need to be going in and doing those jumps, like when you're holding and stuff like that and need to do damage. So overall, very, very good roamer though. Again, just working on more fluid jumps, higher jumps, maybe working on higher jumps for distraction. But overall, I'm quite satisfied with what I saw. And at that point, it's just nitpicking. So there, I'm just gonna end the VOD. I will be back in like a couple seconds doing another review, and I'll let you know which one that is. But for now, just subscribe to YouTube if you want to see the replays of all these, and basically just keep tuning in.